So I mentioned before that I was an atheist, meaning I don't believe in any Christianity. I don't believe in any church. I don't believe in any religious practices at all. I just don't. I don't. To me, it's all a waste of time. So I'm going to give you some stories about some stuff that had happened to me in the past that I thought was just really, really funny. Some incidences. So, the first incident I'm going to talk about is my Dunkin' Donuts incident. I went into Dunkin' Donuts one day. I'm on the line and I'm buying myself a cup of coffee. And there's a woman sitting in one of the booths. And she's just sitting there. She's got a Bible. And she's sitting there waiting. I don't know if she was waiting to get online to buy coffee or just was she specifically waiting to speak with someone who got off the line. Well, I ended up to be the culprit. I got off the line, got my coffee, got off the line, started to exit Dunkin' Donuts, only to be stopped by this woman. So she stops me and she asks me my name. She was pretty pleasant. She was very pleasant. What's your name? How you doing? Da 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 da. My name is so and so. And then she started talking to me about the Bible. She had the Bible in her hand, holy roller. You know those types. They start off with the Bible and the bullshit and the holy rolling and all this shit. So she's got the Bible and she starts asking me if I believe in heaven and hell and if I believe in God and the whole 9 yards. So she says to me, she starts talking about heaven and hell. You know, you live a good life, you do this, you do that, you be honest, you follow God's holy Bible, you go to heaven. If you don't, of course, you go down into the pit of burning hell and fire and brimstone or whatever. So I said to her, I said, can I ask you a question? She said, sure. I said, can you tell me where hell is? She points down into the ground. I said, well, can you tell me where heaven is? She starts to point up in the sky. So I said to her, I said, you know, I travel a lot and I've been to a few different places in my life. Can you do me a favor? Can you give me directions as to exactly where heaven is so that the next time I take a flight, I could just pop in and say hi to God and then he could just do me a favor. I can ask him for a favor while I'm up there. You know, can you give me the coordinates so that I could tell the pilot to pop in and he could just stop into heaven real quick on the way to wherever we're going and I could just talk to God. All right. So that was my first incident. That didn't go too well because I think after that she closed her Bible. She didn't want to see me again, and it was like, oh fuck, this went so bad. I don't even want to be fucked up with her. I don't know why I even stopped and asked her shit. All right. So the second incident was I had a friend and he called me up one day and he says, and we were talking about something. I can't remember what we were talking about, but he said something and I must have said, I cursed when he said it, but out of fun. And it was like, you're going to hell and brimstone and fire for you and all this stuff. And he's one of those holy rollers too, right? Well, at least him and his wife was, but he was single at the time because him and his wife had divorced. So how much of a holy roller they were, I don't know. But he was telling me how I'm going to hell. I shouldn't be cursing. I shouldn't be saying certain words. Da 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 da. And I said to him, I said, how are you so sure I'm going to hell? So, but I'm going to hell, but you're not? He couldn't answer that. So, but I went on to further stress my point, and I said, well, let me tell you this. I feel like I'm in hell right now, living here amongst you humans, because some of you are so mean and nasty and just vindictive. So I feel, and everything is always a situation. So I feel to myself that I am here in hell now. So if I got another hell to go to, I'm going to sit right here in this hell and I'm going to curse and I'm going to party and I'm going to do everything that my little heart's desire, whether it be abomination to the Lord or not. I don't give two shits, because at the end of the day, I would have enjoyed my life. So if I got another hell to face after I leave here, then I'll take my punishment on the other side. But as far as I'm concerned right now, I'm going to live my life to the fullest. If I feel like cursing, partying, doing whatever it is that my little heart's content, I will be doing it, and don't give two shits. And then I'll worry about paying for it on the other side. All right? That's my second conversation that I wanted to give you about my incident. My third incident was, which I caused this on my own self, because no one. I was just sitting around thinking one day, and I thought about it. I said, "Well, what happens if there is really a hell in heaven? What? How do they do this?" So I have a friend who was also a holy roller, and I called her up. I said, "Hey, check this out. I got a question for you." She says, "Go right ahead. What is it?" I said, "If I should die, because I will die, and I will go 6 feet under. So if I do have to face the creator, as you guys would call it, God, then there must be some point in time where I would have to resurrect, correct?" She says, yeah, she believes that there's some kind of resurrection. I said, okay, great. So at least we're on the same page. So if I resurrect and I come back to life, so then they'll bring me over to heaven and say I was this good person and I did such great things and I loved my neighbors and didn't commit any of the 12 sins, da 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 da. Then maybe they'll put me through heaven and I will be living an everlasting life in the Garden of Eden with everybody, with flowers and animals and whatever. So she was like, yeah, that sounds about right. So I laughed. I said, so, but if I don't go into heaven and for some odd reason, poor little old me goes into hell, right? Because I think I'm going to hell. You understand? I believe that if there's a chance between heaven and hell, if something like that does exist, I don't see me making it into heaven, right? I see me making it into hell. So say I get into hell. So my thing is, if I'm gonna go to hell, do they burn me all at once? It's like I get resurrected, but do I get burnt up all at once? Or do they burn me gradually? Like, burn a hand today, burn a leg tomorrow, or because there's no way that I could possibly go through eternal hell and fire and not die again. This is just not possible. It's just not scientifically possible. So how does this hell work? Because if they burn me all at once, then I die again. But if they burn me piece by piece, then it takes me a couple of days to get, until I eventually die anyway. So there is no hell and there is no heaven here. But if there is a hell and there is a heaven, and you know that there's a hell and heaven, what I need you to do is comment, share, like, and subscribe, and tell me about the heaven. Tell me about the hell so that I can get a better understanding of this. Because this is a question I need. I need to know what happens to me when I go to hell, because I am going to hell. So I need somebody to say, well, D, you're going to burn up all at once, or D, they burn parts of your body, or no, 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 they're right in the Bible. There is everlasting eternal fire. And how am I going to survive the everlasting eternal fire? Let me know. You guys have a good day.